everybody. All right, welcome on. Look at this gorgeous scarf I'm wearing. I need to figure out a new way to tie it. Every time I get a new scarf, they're always all sized differently, and you have to like learn a whole new way of tying. But, anyways, I wanted to wear it today because it's so gorgeous, and a bunch of people on Beth's leadership team pitched in, and you guys, this was so kind of you. I love it so much, and every time I'll put it on, I will be able to think about you guys praying for me and cheering me on during this journey. So, love you guys lots. Thank you so much. I love it. Okay, so today I decided to hop on here and do this live with you about the like, what do I do when, right? So, shout out to Anna. She reached out to me this morning and said, I'm really struggling with a few things, and here's my questions. And I love that she asked this question because I do feel like it's something we almost need to remember to hop on and talk about every couple of months because we have so many new people constantly joining us here inside of United We Thrive. And these are things that are going to happen. And for anybody thinking that it's not going to happen to them or that their business is maybe running at full speed right now, there's always times in our business where these kind of things happen. And then also, it's good to know that these things are going to happen and what to do when they do. So you're not like, oh, maybe this business isn't for me. Maybe it's not right for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't know the right people, right? Those are all the like bad negative self talk that comes into our head, which is honestly just not true. So I'm excited to share in here today with you guys a little bit more about these three questions because they are three questions that we hear quite often, right? So the first one is, I'm getting started, I'm helping people, and I'm, getting them information about the Thrive experience. They're excited, and then boom, they say it's too expensive when they see the price. Or we start talking about it, and they go, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that, but it's just too expensive." What do you do? Well, I think that there's two things that happen there. And you guys, any of these questions that I bring up, these three special questions today, if you have a response that you say that worked really well for you, where you feel super confident about, or you've been taught in the past, or that you currently use, please share them below. You remember, this is a space of sharing and growing and getting better. And this is the only way you do that is by sharing with each other what works and what doesn't for you. And it might work for me and it might not work for you and vice versa, right? So I'm so excited that you guys, and I see you guys hopping on, so I'm going to just say hi in general so I can get to it because I only have a few minutes with you guys today and I want to make sure I get to all these questions. So first off, the too expensive thing. Oh, it's just too expensive for me. Well, there's two different things going on there. One is you haven't shown the value yet. And that's why I really love our Curious to Customer funnel. And if you've never seen it, you can find that over, pretty sure it's under the business photos in our albums here inside of this team page. But it's literally a picture of a funnel and it starts with sharing your story. So you want to make sure you're always sharing your story first, right? Once you've shared your story with them and they seem interested and you've asked them some questions, because you always want to know what their pain points are, right? Maybe you met them in some kind of group, maybe a workout group, and right now they're trying to lose weight. That would be their pain point. Maybe you met them in some kind of working moms group, and right now their pain point is they need to make money and they're feeling exhausted, right? Maybe you met them in out at the soccer field with your kids, and it was just another mom or another dad, and that they're just tired, run down, and stressed out. You need to know what their pain points are. And if you're sharing your story with them and you don't know their pain points yet, then ask some questions like, I couldn't believe, after you share your story, you could say something like, I couldn't believe the differences that I saw just in those first couple weeks. I mean, if you could wave a magic wand, what would you want to see happen to your health? If you could wave a magic wand, what would you want to see changed in 2021 with your body and your health? If you had a magic wand and you waved it, what would be the biggest things you'd want to see changed with your body this year? So, and now I know not everybody loves a magic wand. Maybe it doesn't feel right for you. It feels right for me. But if it doesn't, you could always just ask the question without the magic wand. Hey, if you could change one thing this year about your health and wellness, what would it be? If you could change one thing about your body coming up in 2021, what would it be? Okay? So making sure you know their pain points. So once I've gone through that funnel, I'm sharing my story, I've learned what their pain points are, right? So I can make sure I start speaking to it. I get their email so that gains them access to more information and the ingredients and yes, the pricing, but that's okay. And I also let them know that I want them to watch that first video that pops up after I have created their customer account for them. I've sent them the login information. I say, hey, there's going to be a video that pops up immediately. I want you to watch that, and I'm going to reach out to you this evening after you've had a chance today to watch it. It's only a few minutes long. but it gives you a good overview of what the Thrive experience is. I know you've heard my story. You'll watch this video, and then I want to share with you how this is really going to help your health journey in 2021. Or I want to share with you how this is going to help you lose those extra 8 pounds that you're trying to lose. Or I'm going to share with you how this is going to help you gain more energy and better sleep and take care of your body in 2021. Whatever their pain point was, I'm reiterating it. Okay. So now I've set them up with that free access into the website. They're going to check it out. I'm going to reach back out to them within 8 hours to make sure they've watched that video. And then I'm going to say, I was just talking with, or I have this friend who, whatever it was. Okay. So for me, if I'm talking to somebody and they're telling me they want to lose 30 pounds this year coming up in 2021, maybe I'm going to reach out to somebody like Kristen Samiago, who lost 30 pounds in her first few months on the Thrive experience. So I might reach out to Kristen today and say, hey, Kristen, do you have a few minutes if I put somebody in a three-way message chat with you or a three-way messenger chat with you or got on the phone tonight, whatever way I plan to do it, right? That's our validation call. And Kristen hopefully will say, yeah, just throw on a Facebook message with me. I'm busy today. She works full time. So I can talk to them tonight when I get home. Great. So now when I reach out to that person again after, anywhere from like 5 to 8 hours, hopefully they've had a chance to watch the video, I say, hey, Melissa, I hope you had a chance to watch that video. But today I was talking to my friend Kristen and I thought of you. She lost 30 pounds on her first few months on the Thrive experience. I'd love for you to hear her story. I'm going to throw you and I both into a message with her and she'll just voice memo it because I know you're busy. She's busy. She actually has 3 little kids at home. Plus she works full time as a interpreter for sign language. And so I know that she would love to share with you more. So then I put the 3 of us on a message together. I introduce them to each other. Kristen shares her story. Now it's time for me to do the asking for the sale, right? You can't close the sale if you don't ask for the sale. So at this point, I've shown a lot of value. She's heard my story. She's watched the video. She's checked out stuff in the website, hopefully. She's heard Kristen's story. And after she's heard Kristen's story, I ask her, what got you most excited about Kristen's story today? I feel like you could really relate. And then she'll tell me what she's most excited about. And then I say to her before I ask for the sale, I say, is it worth $5 a day for you to lose that 30 pounds, feel better, and have your best year yet? See how I asked that question? Is it worth $5 a day? Because I've broken down what the monthly cost is, right? The monthly cost is going to be $150. When you break it down, it's $5 a day. Maybe I have some kind of discount I can offer right now. I personally would be giving, I always believe anybody who starts off with our 3 steps should have balance as well, especially if they're trying to lose weight. Then they should add in Sculpt. So I might gift them one of those. I might gift them balance to make sure that they have bowel movements every single day and start losing that weight, right? The other thing with the it's too expensive is the first thing is you didn't add enough value. So you got to make sure you're walking through the funnel the correct way. The second thing is that when somebody says it's too expensive, sometimes that's just your first excuse for things, right? So you've got to, again, show them more value of it. So if somebody said to me, oh, I'd love to, but that's too expensive, it's because they're looking at the $150 price. You've got to break it down for them. I love it when I said this to my friend Elise 6.5 years ago. She said to me, well, what are you spending $5 to $7 a day on right now that's not working for you? And I said, nothing. I'm not really, can't think of anything. I have my vitamins that I take from Whole Foods. I don't really go out for coffee except once or twice a week. I might on the way to a kid's game. And she said, okay, well, let's stop there. How much are you spending on your probiotics? How much are you spending on your vitamins? You're just throwing them into your cart, so you're not even noticing. But how much are you spending on that? How much are you spending on your coffee at home? And then what about if you go through Starbucks even just once a week, Claire? You buy your drink. I know your 2 kids probably want something. Now you've rolled out of Starbucks at about $20. Is that right? And I was like, yeah, that's probably right, about 15 to 20. She's like, okay, if you do 20 every single week, in a month, you have now spent $80 on something that doesn't even work for you. On top of the fact that you are also spending money on vitamins, on supplements, on how many times a week are you taking Advil? Because I was complaining about headaches at the time. Are you having to go get massages? Are you having to go to the chiropractor? Are you having to do all these things that are costing you extra money, right? And once I realized that, I was like, wow, you are so right. Let's try this out. Okay. Also, if somebody says it's too expensive, you can always just ask them, like, well, what can you afford per day? This breaks down to $5 per day. What do you feel like you can afford? And if they say like $3 a day, I could afford to spend $100 this month, then maybe you work with them, or maybe they just get started on step 1 and 2 until they can afford step 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then the other thing is making sure that they're knowledgeable about how they can thrive for free. So this is actually something, we have an amazing referral program, and this is something that I actually bring into my story when I'm first sharing my story with them. So when I'm sharing my story, it's this is how I felt. This is why I decided to say yes to getting started on the product. Here's what I noticed day 3, day 5, day 7, 6.5 years later. Here's what I can tell you. And the best part was my husband noticed such a difference in me that by Saturday, day 6, he said, whatever you're on, I need some. And so we went ahead and placed his order. He could tell such a difference in my energy level. He said I was back to my old self. I was happier. I was, having fun again. I was actually staying up and having a conversation with him. And then my best friend also noticed a difference in me. And by Sunday, she had placed an order. So I knew that if I had 2 people order underneath me, whether I was a customer or if I clicked that button to be a promoter, I would get my product for free the following month. And I was excited to see what it was going to do for them. So see how I'm breaking down my story for them? Okay, so that's for the too expensive part. If you guys have any other great tips or ideas about that, we'd love to hear it. I'm scrolling just to make sure. Okay, I'm getting to that question next, Anna. Okay, so the next question is I don't see enough results to stay on the product, okay? Or I'm not seeing results. So first of all, I'm always checking in with my customers. Week one, I'm at least every other day, if not every single day, checking in with them, reminding them to drink their water, asking how they're making their shake. I try not to make it like super annoying, so I might say my message might sound something like this. This is how I made my shake today. How did you make yours? Right? So that they're talking to me. Yes, Emily. Sorry, going back to what we just talked about. Thank you, Emily. Coffee, sodas, ibuprofen, junk food, Monster, Red Bull. My husband was spending money on 2 5-hour energies a day, and even though I was buying them at BJ's, they would break down to like $2 a day. So that's $4 a day on top of all the other junk he was spending on. Okay. So not seeing the results. The very first thing I'm doing is I'm checking in often along the journey. So if I know by day 8 or 9 or 10 they haven't experienced anything yet, I'm getting them on a 3-way message with somebody else. Okay, I'm saying to them, listen, you spent money on this. I want to make sure you have the best results possible. I know you've read those stories, and if you haven't, here's the Facebook fan page. Read a few stories, get excited about what this product's going to do for you. Not everybody feels it in the very first week. Then I remember who else on my team or who else above me on my leadership team has not felt it right away. Well, I might reach out to Julie Lore. It took her 30 days to feel something on the Thrive experience, okay? So I might reach out to her and say, hey, Julie, do you mind if I put somebody on a 3-way message with you? Because she's not really feeling anything. I just want to encourage her. When I get her on the 3-way message, I let Julie know. We might also ask her some questions and see what else is going on to see how we can tweak things and help her to make sure she's feeling it more. But that gives her validation. It shows them, to keep going, to keep, working on it, right? The other really important thing about putting them on 3-way messages with your upline leaders is that we've experienced enough stuff. We know what to ask. And I can't tell you guys how many times, and if you're one of these people, let us know below in the comments. But I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on a 3-way message or a 3-way call with somebody who's not feeling something from somebody on my team. It's their customer, not mine. They put me on a 3-way call or a 3-way message, and I start asking that customer questions like, what are you mixing your shake with? How long are you waiting between your capsules and shake? Are you taking your DFT off, in the morning? Are you changing locations? Are you drinking half your body weight in ounces of water? What kind of caffeine are you drinking? All of a sudden, all these things start coming out, right? Like I'll never forget the first time somebody was like, well, I had the shake to my coffee and mix it up in the morning, right? And that promoter was like, Blair, I swear I told her no coffee. Well, sometimes they don't like really listen to you because they know you. But when somebody else asks the questions and it comes out, then we can tweak it. We can fix it. We can fix what it is that they're doing, okay? We want them to have the best experience possible. Now, I will tell you guys this. I have been doing this for 6.5 years. I've brought in hundreds of customers. Sometimes people just don't feel it. And if they're not willing to go past 30 days, you really can't do much about it. But I will tell you this. I have had times where people said, I don't feel it. It's been 30 days. And on month 2, they do feel it. And usually month 2, if they are honestly not feeling anything, we upgrade their DFT and change it up. I notice that if I change it up to our black label or our white label, they feel something. Or maybe you change it up to DFT Ultra, they'll feel something, right? And then you got to make sure that the other things that they're doing. So the big point here is get them on a 3-way call or a 3-way message with an upline leader if they're not having results, and make sure you're checking in, not just every once in a while, but consistently so you find those things out, okay? So that's one of the big things about it. The second thing that I say to people who are like, well, yeah, it's giving me a little extra energy, but I don't know if that's worth $150 a month. My point to them is, what's your health worth? because it's not immediate gratification when you're cleaning out your body and you're resetting your system and you're getting yourself healthy again. That's not going to be an immediate. Yes, some people feel it immediately. That's awesome. But most people don't. It's kind of like when you go to get, go to the chiropractor, or you go to all these different things that you're doing to get healthy. When you go to work out, you're not going to see or feel the benefits sometimes right away, because it's years of things that we've done to our body, right? So I just try to remind them of that too. All right, the third question that Anna asked is, what do I do if they ghost me? And here's one of the biggest things. One of the biggest things about that part. Sorry, you guys, an airplane's flying over right now. One of the biggest things about that is if somebody ghosts you, there's a couple reasons. They might not be interested. And if you guys are only reaching out to one person a day or 2 or 3 people a week, it's going to hurt. It's not going to feel good. It's going to feel uncomfortable when somebody ignores you. But if you are reaching out to a minimum of 5 people a day, you're not going to care. If you're reaching out to 5 people a day, even just 6 days a week, that's 30 people you've reached out to. And if only 10% message you back and are ready to start on the product, that's 3 people that you got started on the product this week. But I'm guaranteeing you that 98% of people on this team will not reach out to 5 people a day. Why? Because we make excuses in our head. We don't make time for our business. We haven't planned it out on our calendar. We aren't even really sure where to meet those people. We get a little lazy. We get a little bit inconsistent, right? So that's what you have to remember, is you have to stay consistent with reaching out to people. And there's a great unit 15 here inside of our United We Thrive group that's all about how to use Facebook groups to grow your lead list. Okay, so that's a great option if you're trying to figure out, like, where do I meet new people? So that would be one thing I'd say. Second is, sometimes people just forget. So, like, for example, Anna said she asked for a sample and then she ghosted. So you might want to just pop back in and say, hey, what's holding you back from feeling your best? That's one of my favorite questions. Or sometimes if they asked me a question, I answered it and then they never responded back, I might just say, hey, did you see that message above? Because most people have no idea. I mean, I just learned this like a month ago, how to go into your messages and read it and then hit unread so you can go back, right? So most people just read through their messages and then they forget to go back. Like maybe they were picking up their kids or they got interrupted or whatever, and they just forgot to get back to it. So just reach out and say, hey, I just want to make sure you saw that message I sent you last week. Do you have any questions? Hey, just wanted to reach out to you and see if you saw that message from last week. Or message them about something completely different, okay? So here's my biggest thing. If they did ghost me, and I think that this probably isn't the right time for them, or maybe they're not interested right now, they go on my list, and you need to have some way that you're keeping yourself accountable and keeping yourself organized, whether it's a spiral notebook, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet, whether it's a CRM. I personally love Trello because it has an app and online, and it's just easy for me to understand. I've tried other ones in the past and never followed through with them, but you can set timers, for example, on Trello. So I would set a timer for 1 month out, and I would just set up that I'm going to reach out to that person in 1 month, okay? And that is one of the things that you want to do, so that you reach out a month later, and it might not even be about this. I actually would prefer you not to talk about your products. I prefer you to reach out a month later and just say, like, maybe it's in January, hey, I'm just checking in. How's your new year? Did you have a great Christmas? Just get connected again. All right. And make sure you're posting. If there are people that have ghosted you, but you really, really want them, or you really, really know this product would help them, whatever the reason, start commenting on their posts. Start getting engaging with them, not just about the product. Okay. Emily says on here, a girl asked me about Thrive 2 years ago and it ghosted me since. I just sold her some samples yesterday and she's blowing up my phone day 1. Wow. So happy that you didn't give up on her, Emily. Congratulations to you. That just shows Emily has been in this business for a while and she has not given up on herself. She believes that she can have what she dreams and she's going for it. I love it. So for you guys out there, if you are feeling bad about somebody ghosting you, just start commenting with them again. Start engaging with them again. And I also want to tell you, don't put all your eggs into one basket. What happens sometimes is we get so excited about these 2 or 3 people. That's all we focus on. But instead, you should be focusing on reaching out to a minimum. Listen to that word, minimum, 5 a day. When I first started in this business and I was running to 200K, I reached out to 30 people a day, you guys. Where did I find those people? Every single person on my cell phone that I could figure out who they were got a message from me. Every single person on my email list got a message from me. Every single person I was friends with on Facebook got a message from me. And yeah, I reached out to, about 30 a day, and then I stopped at that point and waited for the messages to come back in. Sometimes only 2 or 3 came back in, some days 10 or 15. But I guarantee you I never had 30 on 30. I never had 30 people message me back after I messaged them, ever. So that's why we say minimum of 5, so that you're not like waiting around for one person, right? But I would double that to do 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 a day if you're really trying to grow your business. But you got to have authentic messages to them. It can't just be, hey girl, I got a new product you want to try. Okay, that might work for your BFF, but it's not going to work for everybody else. Instead, they need to be personal about them. And my messages were things like, there's something I really want to share with you, and a business opportunity, see if you're open to. Okay, I sent that to a lot of people who I was interested in starting the business with. People who I knew the product would help. It might be something like this. You won't believe how amazing I feel in just 5 days. I would love to share with you about what's been going on with this new product I'm on. Right? Or it might be, hey, Melissa, I saw you 2 days ago and you were complaining about how you need to lose weight. I totally missed the ball on telling you how I just dropped 10 pounds last year. Okay, different things like that. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you want more videos like this. Send me questions. I love doing these. We only want to help you guys to grow to whatever it is that you want to do. I can't wait to see what you guys accomplish as we close out this year and start up a whole new year coming up soon. I hope you have a great day and make it a great day for others. Oh, don't forget to get your stories in. Remember, we have a contest going right now. All you have to do is email me your story.